Hey, y'all. I am back again and I am excited. I'm also a little sleepy because it is Sunday and I serve with my church most of the day. And I also didn't get a lot of sleep. But anyway, that's not what I'm here for. First of all, let me introduce myself. Hey guys, my name is Sonia of SonjaWCoaching, where we help overwhelmed, multi-passionate women learn how to execute their dreams, how to make their dreams meet reality through living by principle, executing by process, and winning by practice. And I'm coming on today because, well, a couple of reasons. One, I'm thinking about doing a series. I don't know, kind of like intentional living is. And also this morning, the idea struck me to do a quick little video about how intentional living really is just understanding that life happens. And the reason why I wanted to do this video like this is because this past I always, before I leave work on Fridays, I usually go through my appointments for the next week and plug them in my hard copy planner, because I like to look at the planner, the paper planner, instead of depending on a computer screen all the time. So I kind of like look at this instead. But anyway, so I forgot to do that. Like I forgot to transfer the work calendar to my personal calendar. And I remembered just as I was leaving and I had to rush off. So I took a picture. And instead of being able to do this part of my weekly review right before leaving work, I'm now doing that part during my full weekly review right now. And I thought about it because like life happens. Sometimes you forget to do things, or your day was just so busy you couldn't do your regular routines. And I wanted to kind of break down what to do when that happens, and just being okay with living that life like that. And that's what intentional living really is intentional living is having all the systems, having all the things in order that you want, but then understanding that life happens and being okay with switching it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this right now, and then I'm gonna kind of talk about a couple of things that I do when life happens and when it just doesn't work how I want it to work out. So and the reason why I didn't get a chance, I was rushing out the door, was because my church was having its first, well, not first, I think this was like its second time having a women's night, and we were having it down in DC. If you don't know, I live in the Maryland, the DMV area, and they were having it down at a theater in DC. And child, I had to get on that good road. So I remembered, so I was rushing to get out of work, and I totally missed the opportunity to put my stuff in my planner. So let me get a little sip of water. But yeah, so I'm now looking at my calendar. I don't want to show y'all because this camera real good, and I don't know if y'all gonna zoom in and see my stuff in this. But anyway, I got a little picture right here, and I'm gonna go through my paper planner and line up everything. Oh no. Intentional living is knowing that life happens and being okay with it. So I rushed to take this picture, and you can't see the time of day. So this is so embarrassing. I just saw this. I just realized that. So look, I took the picture of my calendar, right? And the time should be here, but I didn't zoom out far enough to get the times. So I got a bunch of blocks on my calendar and I have no idea what time they are. Now I know some of the times of these meetings, so I could kind of like guess, right? Because a lot of these meetings that I have are like regular meetings. That is hilarious. So talk about intentional living, is understanding that life happens. So I thought I was going to go ahead and do this for real while I talk to you guys. But I'm probably not going to be able to do it all. But think, like I said, a lot of this is weekly meetings, so I know when some of these weekly meetings are. But anyway, so intentional living is really understanding the fact that you can't always dictate life, but you can build systems that allow you to tolerate when life throws a monkey wrench at you. Okay. So with me and my little snafu today, what I'm able to do, because I at least had the foresight to take a picture, even though I didn't take a picture and actually have the time written down. So annoyed at myself. But anyway, so a couple of things that I try to do to kind of mitigate these types of things is making sure that I have some key systems in my life. So one of them is my weekly review, kind of taking a moment to look at my past week, see how much of the goals and the plans and the desires of my heart that I actually got done, and kind of see the progress that I've had with those things. Looking at my goals, deciding if I'm still moving towards my goals, looking at my calendar and trying to figure out, well, what's new on my calendar, what's different on my calendar for this week. The weekly review is like a major part of my life and part of helping me to keep track of life, right? Because again, life is gonna come at you fast. Not everything is going to go according to plan. It's just not, right? So putting some things in place to kind of help deal with that is super, super, super important. Man, I'm thanking the Lord that most of my meetings are like regular meetings. So I like know, okay, I have this team meeting at 3 o'clock on Monday. I have this risk management meeting at 8:30. Like somebody put that reoccurring meeting on my calendar for 8:30. And I was like, you couldn't do nothing later than that? Like 8:30 meetings on a Monday? Child, listen. So yeah, so basically these weekly reviews help me keep my goals on track and help me deal with the fact that truly life comes at you fast. Life can trip you up. Life can end up not being what you think it's going to be. And having a weekly time where you sit down and think through your week is super, super helpful with getting ahead of most of life's hiccups. um and the second thing that I do and that I have is building something called a dream week. If you're interested with the dream week, I do have like a dream week dream week worksheet that I provide. So if you're interested in that, that's a really good thing to have for you. But basically the dream week helps you organize your week so that you know, if all was perfect, this is what I would do. And it helps you with your keeping up or having systems for your life, because it forces you to take a look at all of the things that you're doing and making a decision about what's important. What how are you going to keep the important parts of your life in um in action, like in action. So for instance, it helps you organize your dreams and your goals. Like, you know, if all was perfect and I had no problems, then I always work on my business on Mondays, right? Or if all was perfect and nothing happened, my morning routine will always be 5:30 to 6:30, right? And the reason why it's so important is because it helps you to kind of put things in perspective and also make sure that you are keeping your goals in the forefront. Now, it helps you with that because when you have your dream week, you have some place to go. You have a goal that you're going towards. Because when you plan for these types of things, it gives you something to kind of look forward to in life, right? I mean, that's the whole point to goals, right? It helps you think ahead. It helps you stay ahead of the game and excited about life and all that it has in store for you when you lay out your dream week in such a way that um that you keep all your goals covered. Like it really does help you do that. It helps you take a moment to look at what you truly value and make a decision about, well, if I value it, how am I going to make sure it gets on my week? Now, how does it help you when life happens? Well, it helps you because now you have a framework for what your week should look like. And if things go out of whack, then you can be like, okay, so Wednesdays were supposed to be my day that I don't know, go to the gym at 5 p.m. Well, this Wednesday I have a dinner date with somebody, right? So then you're like, because you have a weekly review as well, you're looking ahead and you're like, okay, well, I have a dinner date with somebody. So that means I can't work out at 5 on Wednesday. So is there another place that I can go, right? Having that framework allows you to kind of move within the lines or the colors of life. So that's another reason why it's so important. And then also, um l- intentional living truly is, those are the two main things that I use to help myself with living intentionally and being ready for when life throws random things at you. And then the other thing is really just understanding that life doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm a God girl, love the Bible. And one verse that kind of comes to mind as I think about this is Romans 8:28. It says that all things work together for those who love him and are called according to his purposes. It says that all things work together, right? And I love that verse because it reminds me, at least, that if things don't work out the way that I want them to work out, it's still going to work out for my good. It may not seem good, it may not feel good in the moment, but because I love God and I'm called according to his purposes, it's going to end up working out for my good. And that is kind of like the peace and solace that I have in life when I make a mistake and forget to plug in my calendar piece from work before I leave work on Friday. Or last week, I was supposed to finish some video concepts for my November videos, and I didn't get a chance to do that. Now, I could wallow in the fact that I didn't get a chance to finish that. I could get all the way upset about it. I could feel away and just like berate myself because of it. But what good is that gonna do? Like, seriously, what good is that gonna do for me? The video concept still gotta get done. The video still got to get recorded, right? So taking all this time to stress and beat yourself up about it does not help the end goal of your life. And having that attitude really, I think, helps in putting things in true perspective. Having understanding that life happens is that you have flexibility. It's so important to have flexibility, to have resilience, to have understanding of that. Because when you have that, man, it makes life easier. Like I said, it might suck in the moment. It might not feel real good in the moment. But the beauty of all of this is that when you put it in proper perspective, oh, it feels a whole lot better. But yeah, I talk about resiliency in other videos on my channel, but resiliency is being able to see the fact that that you that it ain't that serious. And then you're able to bounce back when, again, things don't seem to work out the way that you desire them to work out. And when you are able to live life like that, it really is a whole lot less stressful than trying to live life perfectly. Because how you gonna live life perfectly? But life ain't perfect. There's always something crazy happening. I think, the Bible says as well, that it rains on the just and the unjust just the same, right? And we got to remember that, like, crazy foolishness is going to happen. So how we decide to show up, when that crazy stuff happens, is going to be really, really, really key in actually living out this intentional life and seeing the things that you desire happen um in your life. So, recap as I'm finishing up putting in my meetings this week. Praise God, most of these meetings were reoccurring meetings, and I could remember what times they happen, or that they're so close around other meeting times that I could I could kind of triangulate. All right, so I know that this regular meeting is at 11, so one space, that's two spaces. Okay, so that means that this meeting start at 2. That's what I was doing as I was talking. Child, listen. Anyway, so let's circle it up. Let's clear this up. Let's clear this up. So the whole blessing in the fact that um uh life happens, and understanding that life happens um is a couple of things. One, you have less stress in your life for real. And two, you get a chance to build up resiliency in your own life. Three, um you are able to bounce back from issues. I don't know if I said that again. Next time I'm probably going to write notes down, because honestly this really just came up in my head, and I said I'm finna do it, because this is good. I like it, and I think it's going to be amazing. So maybe next time I'll write some notes or whatever like that. But definitely two things that help me deal with the fact that life happens, and I don't want to stress myself out, is that I have a weekly review time where I get a chance to look at my week and see what's going on, and see what I need to change or what I need to fix to accommodate what life throws my way. And then having a dream week allows me to be able to have a framework so that I can work from. And then the things or the skills that, or not even skills, the characteristics that really help you in living through life's happenings is being flexible, being okay with, oh dang, I don't have time to do what I usually do, so let me take a picture and find another slot in my life to do it in, right? To have resiliency, to be able to move with the flow of life and what happens in life. It's one thing I remember either listening to a story or reading a story about this experiment that was happening in the 70s, where they were trying to build a forest inside of a building, and they got it all together. They got the temperature right, made it rain, all that kind of stuff. But what happened was, with the trees, after a while, they just toppled over. They would grow to a certain height and then just topple over. And what they found, or what they realized, is that the trees didn't have resistance. They didn't have wind. That was the one thing that they did not build in this inside forest. And what they learned was that the wind allowed for the trees in real life to grow roots deeper so that they could be anchored a little bit stronger in the ground. And then also the wind caused their trunks to get stronger so that it can bend with the water, with the air and all that kind of stuff, with the wind. And what they learned in that story, I wish I could remember where I read it because it was good. But anyway, what we learned in that story is that it was the ability of the tree to sway that made it stronger, and it was the adversity of wind that caused it to be stronger. So I think in our own lives, having that resilience, having that resistance in life makes us stronger. Having those little mess ups in life helps us to be stronger, and being able to bend with the wind allows us to bounce back a whole lot quicker in life. So I'm done for right now. I got my little calendar together. I have all of those things in line. So I'm about to hop off of this thing, and I'm actually gonna finish up my weekly review because most of the time that's kind of quiet. I be in here just kind of focused and looking, and I don't know if I can really actually get it done. And make this video entertaining for you. So anyway, this was fun for me. I'm super excited about this idea of intentional living is series. And we're gonna see what happens with it. I got some other random ideas that I'm looking at my ideas over here, but I got some ideas that I've been thinking about. And if y'all have any questions about living intentionally, about building a life, building systems that allow you to win by practice, building out your values, living by principle, or creating your goals in such a way that allow you to execute your dreams, then holler at me. You can go ahead and look below for all of the details to get in contact with me. And until next time, y'all, have an awesome day wherever you are. All right.